If you're looking for the absolute holy grail to retire to a town with low property taxes in New Jersey without having to settle for a retirement community, we've got you. Welcome to the Sonic Boomers podcast. On this show, we're going to be giving you 10 super cheap property tax towns to consider retiring to in New Jersey. And if you listen all the way to the end for the grand reveal, we've got one town where the people pay less for a year of property taxes than many people pay for 1 month of car insurance in New Jersey. So let's dig in and take a look at our first town. And by the way, as we review each town, we'll be giving you what the property taxes average, but we'll also be telling you about proximity to hospitals and golf courses, because we know for a lot of boomers, those two things are very important. And our first review takes us to Hudson County and Harrison, New Jersey, where the average property tax is $6,000. By the way, that is the highest property tax that we will be presenting to you on the show. Everything beyond this point is down. So $6,000 a year for Harrison. Now, why? Well, they have a massive influx of luxury redevelopment and pilot programs. Pilot stands for payment in lieu of tax programs. These are on new apartment complexes subsidizing the municipal budget. And the retirement perks: you have urban convenience right near University Hospital and easy access to the Skyway Golf Course. And our next one takes us down to Cumberland County.
To Shiloh, New Jersey, where the average taxes are only $5,800. Why? It is very tiny. It has a tiny geographic footprint. It's less than 1 square mile.
Wow, that's crazy. You can walk from one side of town to the other in like 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's truly a walkable community. It has shared services with the surrounding towns of Hopewell Township, so that therefore it keeps their overhead very minimal.
So they're sharing like schools and the police.
Police and things like that, yeah. So retirement perks: it's a quiet village near Inspira Medical Center and Cohasset Country Club.
And next in Salem County, we have Mannington. Average tax, $5,300. Now, why is that? Well, you have a high percentage of the land there under farmland assessment, meaning that the town really has very few expensive municipal services, like school systems, relative to its land size. And there are retirement perks. It's a pastoral community right near Salem Medical Center and Town and Country Golf Links. Next, we go to...
Staying in Salem County, you can go to Elsonboro, where the average tax is $5,100. Why? The town maintains a residential-only focus with very limited infrastructure needs and no major debt-heavy municipal projects. Retirement perks have riverfront views near Christianacare and local South Jersey golf courses.
Also in Salem County, it looks like a lot of these are down in Salem County. Next we have Oldman's Township. Property tax, $4,900. This town is strategically located along the Interstate 295 corridor. So what does that mean? Well, it means convenience to get from one place to the other, and it hosts major logistics and distribution hubs that provide a heavy industrial tax base, which shields residents from higher property taxes. The retirement perks: you have suburban comfort near Encompass Health Center and the Beckett Golf Club. And next we go out to Cumberland County and the town of
Greenwich. And the average tax there, $4,200. Why? It has stricter historic preservation zoning, and it limits new high-density residential developments that typically drive up school and infrastructure costs. The retirement perks there are the serene historic living. It's a historic area with a lot of charm, and it's near Cumberland Family Medicine and Running Deer Golf Club.
Next we go in Tavistock. Now, I've never heard of Tavistock.
Me neither.
The average property tax is $3,100, and for those prices, you may want to hear more. Here's the why. It is essentially a private borough centered around a golf course with only a handful of residents, meaning that there are almost no costs for schools, trash collection, or the police department.
So that's why we haven't heard of it. It's basically a private community.
Retirement perks, well, you have ultimate exclusivity right near Cooper University Healthcare, and of course, the Tavistock Country Club itself. Next, we head out to Sussex County and
to Walpack. The average tax there, now you're going to love this one, $2,500 approximately. The why? Nearly the entire town is federally owned land from the National Park Services, meaning the tiny remaining private population has very little municipal infrastructure to fund. The retirement perks is that it is a true nature escape, and it's serviced by the Newton Medical Center and you're near Blair Academy Golf Course.
And we head up to affluent Bergen County. Yes, I said affluent Bergen County because I find most of the people who live in Bergen County will remind you of how affluent it is. As a matter of fact, do you ever see anybody who lives in Bergen County mention the town in which they live? Usually they just say, well, I'm from Bergen County. But in this case, we're talking about Teterboro in Bergen County. Property tax, $2,400 for residents. Why? Well, there is a little bit of a rub here. The Teterboro Airport and surrounding industrial parks pay the vast majority of the borough's taxes, and that leaves just a few dozen residents who get a tiny tax bill. And if you're fortunate enough to get into Teterboro, it puts you very close to the top-rated hospital in New Jersey, Hackensack University Medical Center, and elite Bergen County golf courses. Now, most people have told us that numbers like these are just not possible in New Jersey, but we have presented to you the power of airport taxes in Teterboro and pilot programs in Harrison, but our number one spot takes it to an entirely different level. This is a town that has hacked the system using a massive utility engine to pay for almost everything. And if you are looking for the best property taxes in New Jersey in a good community, we are proud to unveil it to you now. We spared no expense in the production of this show. Welcome to Lower Alloways Creek, once again in Salem County. The average property tax, $2,100 a year. The why? Well, the town receives massive utility tax payments from the PSE&G nuclear generating stations. In fact, the generating station pays so much tax that it covers nearly all of the community services, and it keeps those residential taxes, you know, the money that comes out of your wallet, the lowest in the state of New Jersey.
And it's fabulous because aside from the tax perks, there are other retirement perks. It is stable, low-cost living. You have access to Memorial Hospital of Salem County and the links at Woodhampton.
And I think that those property taxes are going to be stable for a long time because I don't see the generating station going anywhere anytime soon. So the thing that you need to ask yourself is, are you comfortable living next to a nuclear generating station? I can say, speaking for me, I'm fine with it because the generating station has a proven track record. They've never had a major problem. And I'm comfortable enough with it, especially at this point in our lives.
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part, I am. Said to you before, if we were raising our children and our family and we were going to be there long term, I felt like it was playing kind of roulette with your chances, because the longer you're there, the more chance is that somewhere along the line something might happen. It might not, but I'd be a little bit more leery if I thought it was going to be a long-term commitment. But at now, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I had one friend with whom I was discussing this morning over breakfast, and he said he wouldn't go. And his point was he was nervous about the generating station. And I said they've never had an accident that I am aware of. They have a very good safety record. And his point was, but why would you put yourself in harm's way? And I said to him, well, when you get out of bed in the morning, as soon as you get in the shower, you're in harm's way. You can fall and break your neck. The chances of you being killed or badly injured in a wreck on Route 9 going through Old Bridge are a hell of a lot more daunting than the chances of the nuclear power plant blowing up one day. But his whole thing was, Pete, I'm not going to put myself in front of a speeding train and say, well, it's 2 miles away and it's got good brakes, because this might be the day that it's 1.5 miles away and the brakes are no damn good. But I can say that speaking for Maureen and myself, we'd be fine with it.
I think so.
But we understand if you're a little reticent to do it, but if you want $2,100 in property taxes, I gotta say it looks mighty good.
It does.
So that's going to do it for this edition of the Sonic Boomers podcast. We have given you 10 communities where you can really seriously think of retiring here in New Jersey. If you're thinking about packing your bags to get out of the high-tech situation that you're in, maybe you can pack those bags and just take a short trip across the state rather than to another part of the country. You do you. Until the next edition of the Sonic Boomers, we want to thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And don't forget to click the like and subscribe, because that really helps us out. And I'm Pete.
And I'm Maureen.
Bye-bye.